Assalamualaikum and hello YouTube, my name is Nur Muhammad from NMWatch and we are back with my full review of this San Martin SN0067. Right, so one quick look at this thing and you guys know what is what this watch is homaging, right? So or inspired by, so but it is not a direct copy or direct homage of that particular watch, but it does takes some inspiration of that, of that D brand, right? So but San Martin has brilliantly put their own twist or their own design cues to it, and I think it somehow works, right? So I haven't seen any other brand or even on the mainstream brand doing something like this, but so that is why I think this one is a winner. But there is one small problem which we will talk about later, right? So this watch is priced at about $250, but of course, being an AliExpress brand, I would recommend you to get it during the AliExpress sales, which is coming soon in 11th of November until 12th of November. And yeah, during that time, maybe if you can get it during get it under $200, this will definitely a bargain in my opinion, right? So let's just do a dimension check, right? So they mentioned that this is a 40 millimeters in diameter, so yeah, that is bang on 40 millimeters, and a thickness of just 12 millimeters, I think. So yeah, that is definitely a huge bonus in my opinion, right? 12.1 millimeters in diameter, and a very short lug to lug of about 46.8 millimeters, right? So and it features this 20 millimeters slug width, right? So the other brand that is homaging this, the D brand produces, the exact same copy or copage of the D brand, the 600T, the model 600T. So but they only can manage to get it at 13.5 millimeters in thickness. So this one is 12, so that is very good, right? So the other I think San Martin did right with this particular piece is that the bracelet, right? So the bracelet is excellent, right? So normally when San Martin produces a new bracelet, I was like, I'm not really sure whether they're doing it right, because sometimes the finishing is not that good compared to their old style bracelet. But this one is great, right? So you don't really have any sharp edges on the top, and you don't on the edge of the bracelet, and you see the brushing is very nice as well. And the tapering, right? So this bracelet tapers from 20 millimeters down to 16 millimeters, which is very good. And of course, they are using this excellent class on the San Martin that they have been using for a while now. So for micro adjust, very easy to resize, right? So and you know what, the one thing that I do like about this particular bracelet is that you know what, let's just put it back on the watch. When you put it on the watch, right, so there is no right? So you can see here that the design of the bracelet, the end link, right? So it matches the end of the case, so it doesn't protrude out. So it doesn't protrude out and make it looks a bit weird, right? So on the other brand, the S brand, so their end link is a bit weird, so I don't really like that one, right? So anyway, one thing about these lugs, right, they are I think a bit too short, right? So you see when I put this spring bars, right, so there is barely enough room for you to put any strap on this particular watch, right? So yeah, you can see that a very tiny gap here. So the only way that you could take off the bracelet and put it on another strap is by doing it like this, right? So I'm just going to be trying this on the camera so that you can see how easy or difficult it is to do. So you just have to slot it in and boom, you are good to go. So one other option is that you can use this the bent spring bar, so that is much more easier. But yeah, that is one thing that you need to consider if you guys like swapping out your straps. But if you guys are comfortable with the bracelet, or you just simply don't like NATO straps, so that bracelet is awesome as well, right? So one thing, the major negative for me is you see that bezel, I just use it, when I try to put in the spring bar, the bezel just moved by itself, not by itself, because I find it that I've just missed, it's very easy to turn, right? So yeah, I don't really know why San Martin did that. So you see that there is a bit of backplay there. So when I asked the San Martin store salesperson, they said that they wanted to reduce. There is some complaint of the bezel is a bit too tight, but you know, I don't really think that bezels on San Martin divers are a bit too tight, because I think they are excellent for what they are. So you know what, for example, let's take a look at this San Martin SN0068 models that I've got like almost 2 years now. So this one, right? Yeah, just nice click. So, and there's no backplay whatsoever. So very nice click on this particular bezel. So I don't really understand why they need to mess with something that is already perfect. You can see that there is a huge backplay there. So if you play around like that, so it is okay, but if you move it, yeah, so basically when you turn the bezel, it will go to its intended position. But yeah, still that is a bit annoying in my opinion, right? So anyway, so let's just compare let's just check the design of this particular bezel. We have that triangle loom tip at the top, and we have this orange minute markers here on the bezel, which is, I think they are using a stainless steel bezel insert with orange markers, hash markers on from 1 until 15, and we also have this markers in blue, right? So printed in blue. So this is a very unique design in my opinion. So I don't really see any other watchmakers doing this. And of course you see that blue markings on the inner bezel, right? So very cool. And of course the other markings is in orange printing. So very nice. So I've already asked the seller San Martin store on AliExpress, so whether they are going to be producing any ceramic bezel insert option for this particular piece, and they say at this moment no. So yeah, that's kind of a bummer, because I really want to see this in I really want to see them using ceramic bezel insert on this particular model, right? So the case finishing, sorry, let's talk a bit more about the bezel. So you see that we have this, what do we call this, groove patterns here, mimicking the original D600T. So very nice and very slim bezel, right? So the case, let's just talk a bit more about the case. On the top we have this circular brush finishing on the top and vertical finishing on the side of the lug, right? So it's similar finishing here, and the transition between this each surface is very nicely done. I can't really feel any sharp edges whatsoever on this particular model. So as usual, San Martin finishing is top notch, and we have this beautifully done polish beveling on this chamfer, right? So brush finishing on the side, again another polish chamfer at the bottom of the case, and at the bottom of the case you can see here that the surface here is actually bead blasted, which is quite a unique thing in my opinion, right? So at the case back, so it is a sterile, you know what, it is very difficult to do that sterile finishing, so you don't really see anything there. Yeah, some people mentioned that they wanted the shark logo back, but I don't really mind it, to be completely honest with you guys. Right, so the dial, before we talk about the, let's talk a bit more about the crown. So it featuring this quite an easy to grip how big is this? I think it is 7mm, right? So wow, that is about 7mm in diameter crown. So that is a very nice and easy crown to grip. So inside here we have the YN55 movement, so equivalent to those Seiko NH35, but of course it has that, you know, what do you call it, ghost position, which, you know, I don't really mind it, but some would, right? Some would, you know, think that why don't they give us a Seiko NH38 or something. I think San Martin should have gone to Seiko NH38, but you know what, I don't really mind it. Okay, so the dial, right? So the dial is featuring this printed, it's actually, they call it enamel blue dial, which is actually quite dark in my opinion. So very dark. You in certain light condition you can see, you would see it as a black dial, but it is actually a very dark blue. Those printed indices, also printed San Martin logo is in white ink, and even the loom is also in white. So it is actually a printed BGW9 Super Luminova, and all these hour markers have the outline printed in orange, which is very cool. And yeah, we have this of course we have this minute hands in pencil style hand in orange, and the our hands are also printed in white, and those hexagon tip, right, hexagon tips second hand is very, very cool as well, right? So I just love how they managed to integrate their own logo inside that second hand, so which is very, very cool, right? So what else? Oh, I forgot to check the sapphire crystal. So sapphire crystal, oops, okay, sorry about that. So sapphire crystal, yep, there is definitely a sapphire crystal with a with an anti-reflective coating. So on just the head itself, it weighs at about 84 grams, but if you put the bracelet together, that will be about 155 grams, right? So still for me, anything over 150 is a bit too heavy, but yeah, of course, if you guys are okay with the weight, I think it is a good choice, right? So before we do the loom shot, let's do a quick macro shot. Alright guys, so this is how the SN00, oh come on, focus, SN0067 looks under a micro lens. So I hope that it's not, yeah, definitely there's no fluff inside the dial. So you can see the printing is done very, very nicely indeed, and I just love this those our markers printed in orange. Yeah, that looks absolutely cool as well. The hands are, I think it is not, oh okay, the white is actually a matte white, and the orange color second hands, minute hands are in, you know, polish ink, orange ink, so very, very nice. And the bezel, right? So bezel is very, very nicely engraved and, you know, and filled in with ink, very, very nicely done there. And you see that bezel, right? So that bezel design here, very, very nicely machined. And the beveling, oh sorry for the come on, focus. Yep, the brush finishing is very, very nice as well. So I would prefer if they give us a, you know, and what do you call it, drill lugs, but yeah, it is what it is, guys, right? So yeah, let's take a look back at the, oh come on, focus back. Beautifully done dial here. So I just wish that they give us a little bit more blue. Right, so let's check out the crown. So the engraving on the crown is very, very nicely done as well, right? So this is your, you know what, your high standard finishing on the San Martin case finishing, right? So let's go back to the normal shot. Okay guys, so this is how the San Martin SN0067 looks on my skinny 6.75 inch wrist. So you can see that there is, yeah, a little bit of gap there, but I don't really mind it. Yeah, it feels very, very lightweight. So, and yeah, I just love what San Martin is doing there. So doing here, so very, very comfortable on the wrist, and yeah, I think it looks cool. But still, I don't really, this one is on a I think AliExpress elastic strap. But I normally wear this on another rubber strap from AliExpress. So let's just quickly swap out the the spring bar just flew, just fly away there. Normally I would go for this particular curved FKM rubber straps, right? So because I think it matches the strap, the watch perfectly, right? So, and we see that curvature there, and this it makes the watch the strap hugs the wrist even better, right? So yeah, let's just yank them and confirm the strap is already in place, right? So this is how I usually wear this particular watch. So check that out, guys. So it makes this watch hugs the wrist even better, in my opinion. Right, so this is how I usually wear this particular watch. Check that out, guys. Very beautifully done, in my opinion. So it seems like this strap is made for this particular SN0067 in blue, right? So yeah, let's just go to the quick loom shot, right? So of course this one is featuring a BGW9 Super Luminova. It is not going to be as good as the applied C3 Super Luminova on the SN0068. So of course I'm gonna be giving this one a little bit more charge, because it does need a little bit more compared to the SN0068. So are you guys ready? 3, 2, 1, and boom, right? So you can see that both of these two watches glows really bright. So but yeah, still, if you think which one is maintains the charge longer, I think both of them do. But yeah, initial brightness, the BGW9 cannot beat the C3 Superluminova on this SN0068, but individually, so this particular lume, right, so is, you know, it's okay, not that bad. So but not as bright. I wish that they maybe in the future iterations they would introduce an applied indices, but it's going to be difficult to do, because I really love that the orange surrounding at the outer side of the our indices as well, right? So that is the BGW9 Superluminova on this SN0067, right? So in conclusion, is it a good watch, a good bargain to get? Is it a bargain, or is it a good watch to get during the AliExpress 11/11 sales, right? So for me, yes, because I don't really understand why people it is an interesting topic here. So on the other hand, people accuse San Martin of lacking originality, right? So but on the other hand, when San Martin produces something that have their own twist, of course it is still an homage, but it has their own touch, so they don't really sell that well, right? So I think this is one of those examples. So they don't really sell that well, while I think it should. So I think it this thing is really looking good in my opinion. But yeah, still, I don't know why, guys. So do let me know in the comment section below if you prefer a straight 100% copage, or if you prefer inspired designs such as this SN0067, right? So which one is your preference, right? So there you have it, guys. So my full review of this SN0067. If you guys like, if you want to get this during the AliExpress sales, or even now, so you can always use my discount code of NMWatch010 to get 10% off. And if you guys like this video, please give me a big thumbs up, and if you want to see more future video reviews such as this one, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, I'll see you soon. Stay safe and bye bye.